Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Fran Tyson, and I'm the Academic Success Director for Randolph, Howell, Baker, and Woodard Elementary Schools. I wanted to just share with you the story of a Mayan Johnson who attends Randolph, Howell. Last year, Mayan was in first grade, and his teacher in the fall of his first grade year approached me and asked me if we could give him some extra help, that he was not reading at all, and there was no understanding at all of how to put sounds together. He couldn't memorize sight words. So I took a Mayan, began to work with him and a couple of other of her students, and we just did a real strong phonics approach and began to do flashcards and teach him the sounds of the letters and begin a process of putting those sounds together to form words. The other two students I was working with really caught on pretty quick, but a Mayan struggled. So we got into the spring of the year and we still had no progress made. Teacher came back to me and said that we weren't having any progress, and so we just continued the real strong phonetic approach with him. And it was probably toward the end of March, she come to me and she said, "I just don't think a Mayan's going to make it out of first grade." And I said, "Okay, we'll keep working hard, and maybe we'll have a breakthrough." So it probably wasn't a week later till Mayan came in for tutoring, and sat down and told him to get out his words for that week. And he got his words out and sounded out his words, read them to me, and then laid his head down on the table. And which was something that he tended to do because he just didn't want to be in there, and so sometimes he would just act like he was sleepy. And I did stay in touch with his mom through this whole time about keeping him motivated, but he laid his head down on the table, and I said, "Mayan, you just read your words." And he looked up at me, and I said, "Let's do last week's." So he took the week before out of his backpack, sounded them out, and read every single word. And we were both so excited. I just jumped up and hugged him. We were thrilled to death about it. And so the next couple of days when I ran into his teacher, I asked her, I said, "Did Mayan read for you?" And she said, "No, nothing's changed." And I said, "Oh yes, it's changed. Don't let him fool you." And so sure enough, she challenged him again the next day, and he read for her and began to really, it just clicked with him. And so his mom told me a couple weeks later that she was even having to check on him at night because he was keeping his light on and reading his first grade reader and wouldn't go to sleep when he was supposed to, and she would finally have to just take the books away for him to go to sleep. So it was just such a sweet victory to see him go from a non-reader and possibly going to fail first grade to now Mayan is in second grade on reading level and making A's and B's. And so we're just excited about his progress, and it's a privilege to be a part of this.